Hi, welcome to this Beginner Pilates class. This is suitable for absolute beginners, so sit comfortably and we'll start by taking a deep breath in and lifting your hands up and over your head and exhale, lowering them down. We'll do 2 more of these. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Now placing one hand down, reaching the arm up and over, taking a deep stretch out to the side. And come over to the other side. Know that at any point if you need to rest, you can. So we'll come to the end of our mat here. We're going to make sure we have our feet, knees and hips in line. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and you're starting by holding on to the back of your legs. Here we'll curl under the pelvis and lean back slightly until you feel a subtle activation in your tummy. Now, if you're not sure what that is, you can always cough or you can laugh and that will give you that feeling that you should have. It's a subtle activation of your core, almost like a tightening. So we're leaning back until we feel that activation and then coming back up again. If you want to make this move a little bit more challenging, you can always let go of your legs and extend your arms in front of you. Now this will make it a little bit harder, so if it does feel like too much today, you can always re-hold onto the back of your legs. So it's exactly the same move. If you want to synchronize the breath, you can inhale as you lean back and then exhale as you come back up again. We'll just do a couple more of these. And then on your next one, see if you can roll all the way down for a little challenge. If this is too much, hold on to the back of your legs here. And we'll come down to a fully lying down position. So here you're going to place your feet flat on the floor, bending your knees, and then check your alignment. Feet, knees and hips in line, shoulders in line with the hips, and check your head is in the centre of your body. We'll begin by taking a few deep breaths here. Inhale, feeling your tummy expand. And then exhale, pulling in your belly button as if you're going to pull it towards the mat on the floor. See if you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. On your next exhalation, we'll start to move the hips. So as you're pulling the belly button in, you're slightly tilting the pelvis up, lifting your bottom a little bit off the floor, and then lowering back down again. So this is a modified shoulder bridge. Now, if that's feeling good for your body today, and you want a bit more of a challenge, you can lift your hips a little bit higher to the base of your rib cage. So you're curling your pelvis under and lifting a little bit higher. See if you can actively press your hands down into the mat. And if that's feeling good for your body today, you might want to try lifting a little bit higher to the base of your shoulder blades. So curling the pelvis under, pulling the belly button in, pressing the hands down. If that feels uncomfortable, just stay with the first or second option. If you want to synchronize the breath, exhale as you lift up, inhale as you lower down. And we'll just do a few more of these. Okay, so we're moving on to a modified 100 now. So this is suitable for absolute beginners here. So you're activating your core and we're going to pump our arms 3 times and then relax in between each set of 3. If that feels good for you and you don't have any issues with your neck and shoulders today, you can lift your head and your shoulders off the floor for those 3 pumps and resting in between each one. Exhale when you lift, inhale when you lower. And one last time. So staying in the same position, activating your core, Keeping your knees bent, keeping your hips level, lifting one leg, and we'll take circles outwards. So you're going to do 5 circles out, pressing your hands down into the mat, pulling your belly button in. And then once you've done those 5 circles out, going at your own pace, you're going to take 5 circles in. So as you're moving your leg, try to keep your pelvis still, pulling your belly button down into the mat. And then once you've done those 5 circles in, bringing your leg into the middle and reaching with your hands and grabbing onto the back of your leg, and then stretch and bend the leg a few times. Circling the foot one way and the other way, and give your toes a little wriggle. And placing that foot back down, we'll come onto the other leg. So recheck yourself, pull your belly button in and start by circling that leg out. Now know that it's normal if you feel any clicks in your hips. Mine are very clicky, but if it feels uncomfortable for you, just stop or make the circles smaller and slower. And once you've done those 5 circles outwards, we go the other way, so 5 circles in. Now remember, you're pressing your hands down into the mat and pulling your belly button in and up. And we'll do the same again here. Once you've finished those, we'll hold on to the back of the leg and have a few stretches here, straightening and bending the knee. And circling the foot one way and then the other way, and giving your toes a little wriggle. And now we'll be coming onto our tummy. So rolling yourself over, coming onto our tummy. And here we're going to do a modified swimming. So placing one hand on top of the other for a cushion. Here, still a soft activation of your tummy. And we're lifting one leg and lowering it down. We'll stay with the same leg, doing 5 on one side and then 5 the other. And as you lift your leg here, you're squeezing your buttocks, pulling your belly button in and up. And then once you've done those 5, simply swapping legs. And again, you don't have to lift as high as I'm lifting here, just a little tiny lift. And if that's too much for you, simply squeezing and activating your leg as if you were going to lift it off. So now we're coming to a modified swan. So starting with just your shoulder blades here, pushing them down your spine and then relaxing them, keeping your forehead down on the floor. You can always use a rolled up towel under your head if you need to. You can either stay with these shoulder depressions, or you can depress your shoulders, lift your head and chest off the floor and lower back down again. So you're just lifting a little bit here, just activating the upper back of your body, still keeping your belly button pulled in and up. And then here, after your next one, pushing back into a seated back position onto your feet, having a little stretch off for the back. You can always be a bit more upright if that feels too much for your body right now. And then we're going to come to an all fours position. Knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, feet are relaxed at the back here. Having a nice tabletop position and then rounding the spine like an angry cat, tucking under your pelvis and looking down. As you round your spine, pull your belly button in and then come back to that tabletop position. So we'll just do a couple more of these. Exhale, rounding. Inhale back to tabletop. And from here we are nearly finished. So well done, giving your wrists a little circle here. And we'll finish in a seated position with our legs wide. Just taking a little stretch forwards here. So rounding the spine, pulling the belly button in and slightly leaning forwards, rounding, letting your head drop, just having a gentle stretch for the back. Coming back up. And here, placing one hand down, crossing your legs again, reaching up and over, leaning to the side, like what we did at the start, and then to the other side. And we'll finish by taking a deep breath in, exhaling down, and again, inhale, Placing the hands together on your next one. And thank you very much for doing my class. I hope you enjoyed it today.